This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our webinar meeting on the work of solidarity of UNIMA International. I am your moderator, Irina Niculescu. I am a theater director. Co-producer of this program of UNIMA-USA is Kathy Foley. And now I am going to introduce you the speakers which were invited from different times of the world. They are in different time zones. Somewhere is evening, somewhere is early, very, very early in the morning. The first speaker will be Kata Csató. Kata Csató lives in Hungary, is a member of UNIMA International Executive Commission. She's a puppet theater director, actress, cultural manager, and teacher of acting and directing. She studied in Budapest, Hungary, and in Białystok, Poland. Since 2004, she has been acting and directing independently in Hungary and abroad. She worked in many countries, and she taught puppet theater, acting, and directing at the University of Theater and Film Arts in Budapest since 2010. As a director, she received many awards. She created the Humanitas Commission of UNIMA International in 2020, and she has been the leader ever since. She will introduce us to the work of the Humanitas Commission and its members who help her with different tasks to accomplish her projects. The second speaker is Terence Tan. He is in Singapore, he is from Singapore, and he is also a member of the Executive Commission of UNIMA International. He's chairing the Applied Puppetry Commission, and he founded the Youth Commission of UNIMA. He's a graduate of the Theater Studies program at the National University of Singapore. He is an advocate for the arts in Singapore and internationally. With UNIMA, he has volunteered in the Cooperation Commission since 2016. The Cooperation Commission was instrumental in raising and sending financial aid to puppet artists needing assistance due to war, disaster, and COVID. Terence will be sharing how he engaged and helped various members of UNIMA Ukraine who sought to evade and sustain themselves during the invasions of 2022. The third speaker is Tiina Suhonen from Norway. She's a Finnish artist based in Norway, and she's an artist and sculptor, designing and developing puppets for film, TV, and theater. She is an international counselor for UNIMA Norway and the project coordinator for the cooperation group UNIMA Nordic, consisting of Iceland, Norway, Denmark, Finland, and Sweden. UNIMA Nordic is currently having a solidarity project together with UNIMA Ukraine. Tiina is going to talk about UNIMA Nordic, how UNIMA Nordic got started, how it developed, and which are the results for all participants now, 4 years after their very beginning. The last one, the last invited speakers, I hope not the last talkers, is Goran Zelic from Croatia. He's a theater artist, puppeteer, and cultural professional working across performance, communications, and international collaboration. He graduated from the Academy of Arts and Culture in Croatia, Osijek, with a focus on puppetry and acting, and holds an MA in acting and media from the Academy of Applied Arts at the University of Rijeka. Since 2024, Goran has been working as a communication manager, collaborating with UNIMA International and most recently with Aviama, the International Association of Puppet-Friendly Cities, which offers also a traveling grant for artists. He has participated in numerous international panels and conferences focusing on puppetry, cultural exchange, and artistic collaboration. He is the initiator of the UNIMA Puppetry Collaboratorium, UNIMA PC, which serves as a creative platform for UNIMA national centers, using puppetry to foster peace, mutual understanding, and social connection through conferences, workshops, and collaborative community engagement. He will talk about the events created by Collaboratorium. There are two important American artists, American USA artists, who are involved in this kind of work, Jean Marie Kivens and Chad Williams. I don't know if they are among you. If they are present, I warmly invited them to talk about their work at the Q&A. There are many people involved in this work we are all doing, who may be present or not. And the purpose of this meeting, I chose this theme. In fact, I want to say I chose this theme to let you know, inform, and inspire. And please, if you have questions, don't put them in the share for the talk at the end. We'll make sure we leave time for the talk at the end. Put them in the Q&A. Thank you very much. And now I will give the word to Kata Csató.
Thank you very much, Irina. And I would like to welcome everyone who is joining our webinars. And first of all, I will speak about Humanitas Commission. I am very happy that it is raised and it is developing until now, because many of us are thinking that in this earth, there are a lot of crises and a lot of very difficult situations. And we as a puppeteers and we as an artist, we have to be more involved and of course emotionally, and as we can say, we would like to help in any case and any sides. So this is why I was thinking that UNIMA, as the main organization of the worldwide puppetry, has to be also sensitive in this topic. So this is why I suggested in to Congress before that I would like to be a leader of Humanitas Commission. And now I will speak a little bit about the general information of our commission, and later on I will speak about the proactive part of this commission. So our vision is, we understand Humanitas as a love of diversity, of humanity, and its expression through puppetry arts. Humanitas more than just a position of love of diversity. And our mission is that we support freedom of expression and mutual respect between peoples and cultures of the world. We believe that it is important for puppetry artists to be informed about the circumstances of artists in other countries, cultures, and nations. Our goal is to support and protect puppetry artists by providing moral support and raising public awareness about those in threatening situations, as well as those taking actions in conflict situations. We support and promote the work of puppetry artists working to broker peace, cross-cultural exchange, and the promotion of human rights. We will assemble and disseminate information regarding conflict situations and legislative crises affecting puppetry artists. We will bring special attention to puppetry artists who find themselves unable to perform due to circumstances which reduce their human rights and freedoms. Humanitas also works to protect the puppet object. When precious puppets and collections are under threat due to economical and political situations, we will engage. Our objective is to raise awareness about the cultural value of puppet objects and the importance of protecting free expression and the cultural heritage puppets represent. This is what we thought and how we could define what is our aim. And because when we started in 2020 and 2021, the Afghan crisis was because the Taliban came just get alive. So we tried to make contact with the Afghan artists, and still now we are trying to keep this contact, and we would like to help them and not only helping them get out from this very difficult situation, but how we can give them support economically also. Then the next step was when the war just began in Ukraine. So we gathered all the informations all around Ukraine, how they can escape from the country, and in the neighbor countries, what they can find, which kind of help they can get. And the thing is that we really engaged a collective help from different countries. And in this way, we could give all the information through internet, what was very useful for the people who immediately escaped from the country. Then the next step was the flooding in Brazil, when we also tried to raise and gather money for the people who lost everything. And now when there is a lot of different crises and wars in different parts of the earth, now the Iranian war is coming. So we decided that we would like to turn this kind of communication and information channel, some kind of more proactive channel. So this is why we established the podcast series. When in the first episode last year, we had the contact with Mr. Shiavas Satari from Iran. He was the first person whom we made this podcast. The second person was Mambi Mavine from Africa, from Senegal. And now we are under editing process with 2 other episodes. The one is with puppeteers from Ukraine, but these puppeteers are in the front lane, are active soldiers, not just puppeteers. And the next episode will be puppeteers from Gaza, who are living there, who are trying to help the children and trying to bring puppets another kind of level. So this was what we thought that it could be help, another completely different way how we can communicate and we can share this information worldwide through the internet. And of course, yes, and also I would like to speak a little bit about our members, because I have some people who is helping me. And these persons are Irina Niculescu and Jean-Marie Kevins, Tiina Suhonen, and also Goran and Terence are helping us because the last Congress was a decision that Humanitas will cooperate together with the Cooperation Commission. So now we are trying to find a way how these commissions can be together and help to each other together. So, and this moment I would like to give the floor to Terence Tan, who will speak about the Cooperation Commission. Thank you for your attention.
Hi everyone. Sorry, just give me a moment. Yeah, sorry. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Hi, this is Terence. I'm here in Singapore. So it's 3 a.m. for me, 3 p.m. for you. So forgive me if I'm a little it's a little bit difficult for me to present myself fully. Yes, so let me just share my slide. Right, there you go. Beautiful. Okay, so yes, I'm from Singapore. I just want to introduce you to my family as well. And this is part of my presentation, and I will explain why in a bit. This is my wife. This is my daughter, Rune, 5 years old. My wife, Jody, whom I met when we were volunteering with puppetry. We were helping uh, communities in Indonesia, in the Philippines, and so on. And I am saying this because I want us to recognize that we need to connect as fellow members with one another's lives and aspirations. It is not only transactional, it is not just about our work and our contributions, but that was the approach when I first came into UNIMA in 2016, that I wanted to see everybody, understand what they were doing, who they were, and how we could grow together as a community. In 2016, this was my first foray with the Cooperation Commission. It was then led by President Pierre Alain, and he was supporting a project based on our experience, my experience in applied puppetry based on supporting communities. And what was wonderful about Pierre, what was wonderful about the Cooperation Commission at the time, and I hopefully continues to be, it's that they recognized a very far away civil war. This was Myanmar in Southeast Asia. And even though it was not fully understood to him, he was open to listening and understanding our proposal. And he helped us bring our project to Malaysia, where we could invite both Kelantanese puppeteers who were also censored and not allowed to create their projects to perform in their own country. But thanks to UNIMA, we managed to bring Kelantanese puppets to Rohingya refugees. And in that sense, our little project actually supported 2 communities in the middle of Kuala Lumpur. This was a really positive experience of UNIMA for me. And I think that changed who I was as a person 10 years ago. And that's why I became so heavily committed to this day. Now, the Cooperation Commission back then, it was after Pierre's time from until 2020, it was Salma Mohseni from Iran. She was elected to be the next president. And in spite of all the sanctions and in spite of all the problems she was facing and still is facing right now in Iran, she continued to lead this Cooperation Commission. And we continue our fundraisers, which included the emergency aid and to support COVID and the disasters and so on, which Kata has presented. This includes Kenya, Brazil, COVID, etc. And of course, it had the support of the communications officer, such as Goran, and the Communications Commission, led by Kimberly right now. Now, I wanted to share a little bit about some of the problems that we were facing as well. And I think this is important, which is the challenges of talking about the needs and the wars and the disasters and all the requests for aid that came in the way. And it was happening at such a speed when Ukraine was attacked and in 2022. And this was unfortunate. It was an unfortunate time. It was during the period of World Puppetry Day, and we received requests from Mariupol, which was heavily attacked, and we had to send support. We had to break protocol. We sent the aid first, and then after that, we managed to rescue lives of Ukrainians and their children. Here is Yaroslav and Kirill.
Спасибо, что вы за нас заботитесь. Мы будем за вас молиться.
Yeah. And they and their families, they made it out in time. We sent the aid in time. And we continue to support many Ukrainian puppeteers, many Ukrainians, either who were seeking refuge, who escaped, and we continue to stay in touch with them to support their programs, or maybe they were going around to send aid as well to others. And so I wanted to talk about, and at the end of the day, UNIMA as an identity to them was extremely important, and I want to share that with everyone here as well. We are a community. We are an NGO, and the duties of the NGO of UNIMA is that we look beyond the geopolitics, we look beyond identity, and we come together regardless of our languages, regardless of our differences, regardless of what we don't understand about each other. Yet we still support one another due to the love of our art. Again, this happened in 2024 when the invasions, when the attacks on Gaza started, and we jumped in. There we were in Bosnia for International World Peace Day, and we just started sending help. We just started helping them even before people understood what was actually going on in Gaza. And I think that's basically the methodology of the cooperation group, which now is combined with the Humanitas. Cooperation continues to adopt and develop projects thanks to the members of persons such as Chad Williams, who is helping us with many of our crowdfunders, many of the Palestinian crowdfunders, which we then try to accredit, even though they are not members. But our Artists of Hope program continues to show and prove that they are part of our community. And eventually, we even managed to find them national centers to adopt them, such as Irish UNIMA, British UNIMA. They have taken in some members, such as Yusuf and Murad. We have even rekindled connections from the past, and we will be sharing more updates with you. And we continue to bring our hands together from across the sea, whether it's digitally or physically. Yeah. So thank you, and I look forward to more questions. And now we will be going on to Tiina, who started UNIMA Nordic.
Hello, everybody. I think I'm going to have a PowerPoint presentation coming from the sideline. I am Tiina Suhonen, and I'm going to talk about solidarity through the UNIMA Nordic project. I want to talk a little bit first about the starting. Behind this journey of solidarity and friendship, there is a little story about how this cooperation actually began. After Russia attacked Ukraine in spring 2022, the following small things happened. In Denmark, the puppetry artist Rolf Søberg Hansen started to make short Putin films as a protest against the Russian attack to Ukraine. He wanted to test if puppets can be used this way. He published these films on Instagram, wrote a call, and waited for a response from just anyone. At the same time in Norway, I was very shocked about the attack, but I did not know how to help Ukrainians or show my support, so I simply made a giant sunflower, which is Ukraine's national flower. One day I saw Rolf's message on Instagram and I answered him. Later he told me I was the only person that answered. I wanted to tell this to show how little is needed to create something that changes lives for many. One single answer can be enough. There we go. Here is Rolf's hand in Denmark and me with the sunflower in Norway. Next, please. Well, we started to talk and we started to think how to help and show solidarity with the Ukrainian colleagues, and we decided to contact UNIMA countries in the Nordics. And we started really from pretty zero. We didn't know the other country representatives and they didn't know us, but everybody responded positively directly, and together we managed to connect also with UNIMA Ukraine and Ukrainian puppet theaters. Next, please. But the form in the cooperation and the form of it, like what should we really do as UNIMA members, was a little bit difficult to begin with. From Ukraine, we got wishes from puppet theater professionals of bulletproof vests or helmets or money to repair the holes on the theater walls after the bombing. But after talking with Mikhail Uritsky and Daria Ivanova in UNIMA Ukraine, we focused on securing the continuation of the studies for the puppet students. And next we had to talk how to make it happen. And when people are fleeing, they are refugees, there's no electricity, the theaters are closed due to the risk of bombing. And we decided that online workshops and lectures would be a way to go. Next, please. Now I will present the UNIMA Nordic we created together with all these people. So we are these 5 countries, Sweden, Norway, Finland, Denmark and Iceland, together cooperating with UNIMA Ukraine. Next. And the background is a little bit 2 parties. We wanted to react and support the Ukraine colleagues and also strengthen the puppetry cooperation and cultural exchange. Next. These I want to present to everybody. These are the people who have been working, hundreds and hundreds of people, voluntary work for 5th year by now. So I want to highlight Daria, Mikhailo, Rolf, Nina, Timo, Jaap, Erlend, Greta, Tessa, Agneta and Kariat, who are all being working together in a fantastic way. Next. So our cooperation form is really just to meet online, and by now we have met 54 times since May 22 without meeting each other in real life, most of us. Next. Our main form of this project with the support from Nordic Culture Fund is called Puppet Saturdays. And Puppet Saturdays provide new skills and knowledge for puppetry artists, new ways of puppetry production, new ways of connecting, cooperation and communication. And Puppet Saturdays boost professional skills that are needed for puppetry artists in order to reach refugees and displaced children and adults with online puppetry performances, among a lot of other things. This is our logo, designed by Lip Tubin from Ukraine. Next. Here is a few slides that shows the subjects and themes we've been having on our Puppet Saturdays. These are the ads are designed from of our group in cooperation. All the countries were like doing Puppet Saturdays and providing for the lectures. Next. So you see the theme variation is very large. Next, please. So finally, in the end of 2025, we finished this part of the project and closed it. And now we are stepping into the next phase of our solidarity project, which everybody gains on actually. Next, please. So both Nordic countries and Ukraine has received and reached international visibility. Our Puppet Saturdays achieved over 2,000 registered participants from 6 continents and 74 countries. Next, please. And this is one of the things in addition to Puppet Saturdays we did. Will you play the video, please? This is Teatr Tetra from Kharkiv, very close to the front line, who is doing a Moomin show by Tove Jansson in the basement with very simple means. So this is the example of how we have raised money or managed to get Ukrainian puppeteers' performance rights for Nordic theatre plays. Next, please. We also have provided, together with festival leaders, online in-person participation for Ukrainian puppeteer students. This is Valentin and his friend, and they have been staying in Norway in a festival, and after that they are presenting on Zoom their experiences for all the members of UNIMA in Ukraine. Next, please. We share continuously information about our activities in social media, and at the moment we have reached almost 2,800 followers worldwide. We do share about Nordic puppetry art, but also relevant international news, UNIMA International news, and especially also Ukrainian puppetry news. And we have to say great, massive thanks to UNIMA International for utilizing the very well structured channels for website, newsletter, Instagram and Facebook to disseminate information. Next, please. What we have achieved to all of us, if we talk about solidarity, it's not like a one-way road. It's actually something everybody is growing on, and everybody is learning new skills. So, for example, all of us who are participating in this cooperation, we have become better in online networking and exposure. We are gaining new connections, new possibilities, and more activity also internationally, which is a great thing for any puppetry artist. Next, please. What we can develop for the future for after the war. So our main aim within this cooperation at the moment is to stand in solidarity with our Ukrainian colleagues, boost puppetry arts, and develop long-term cultural exchange with Ukraine and the Nordic countries. Next, please. We will continue developing working possibilities for Nordic and Ukrainian puppetry artists, and we will work for artist residencies, workshops, and touring puppetry troupes in the Nordics and Ukraine. Next, please. We think we are promoting solidarity through puppetry. We in UNIMA Nordic wish to focus on solidarity and proactive peace work and achieving unity, valuable cultural exchange, and true friendship with our colleagues across the borders and thousands of kilometers away. Next, please. We also believe in equality, respect, and inclusion. Next, please. As performing artists, we have a voice, and by that, a responsibility to let it be heard. We are deeply inspired by our Ukrainian colleagues and friends who place at metro stations or travel around the world to make connections for the future, to keep poetic hopes alive in the hardest of time, says our colleague from Denmark, Rolf Søborg Hansen. Next, please. So what's next for us? Our further cooperation for the next 2 years is now secured with new funding achieved by UNIMA Finland. This time we focus on Ukrainian puppetry troupes touring Nordic festivals. Next, please. We, the Nordic puppetry artists, have been connecting with and stand with our Ukrainian colleagues throughout the war. Every day we act against the terror and invasion through our cooperation and cultural exchange with Ukrainian puppetry artists. We have become trusted friends and colleagues, even though most of us have never met each other in real life. The 5th year of the war going on, we have become stronger together, and gained and shared new professional skills within our countries and the worldwide puppetry community, and we continue doing it. Next, please. Thank you for your attention. I send the word now to my good colleague Goran Zelic.
Hello. Hi, dear friends, colleagues, puppeteers. Thank you, Irina, for inviting me to this beautiful meeting, and as well, thank you for the introduction. I am invited to share as well a project. It is named UNIMA Puppetry Collaboratorium, or short UNIMA PC. As Tiina said, that little is needed to sometimes, like a butterfly effect, make an action. This project actually began in a similar way. I was at the time of 2020 in Ireland, serving as the president of the National Center. Being Croat, held in Ireland because of the pandemic in the hard isolation. And in the same time of these years, there was a war starting in Europe, and it was a really, really difficult time. Bringing together with me the history of war, Balkan wars, because I'm a generation 1987, so when the war in Balkan between Croatia and Serbia started, I at that time had 4 years. So I had this experience, and somehow serving as the president brought to me refugees from Ukraine. It was at that time a very wonderful student of puppetry from Ukraine that was a refugee. So we sat to drink a coffee and started opening this topic, feelings and thoughts and so on. And then I realized how this 30 years of difference from my experience to this experience that is going on now, I felt a powerful need for the first time to try to say something about this topic, because for us in Croatia and in Bosnia as well, I'm mentioning Bosnia because this project was the first edition, second was held in Bosnia, to kind of bring this experience of 30 years of healing from the war through art, through puppetry art, to somehow share what we learned from this negative experience. So she was a wonderful creative person, and we started to talk how and what can we do together. At that time, because it was isolation, there was nobody to reach to, and I couldn't know people because I was young to UNIMA, very fresh in the UNIMA puppetry community. So I thought I'm going to reach out to my home country, Croatia, to reach for the national centers. And at that time, there was election and the new board came, young puppeteers as well as me in Ireland. So we started to think how to connect two national centers to bring something, to the community, to people. And Marta, she's here, I can see from the chat. Hi Marta. Many actually good friends who participated in this project are here with us. So we started to think how to now we have Irish national centers that has a will to collaborate, and we have Croatian. What can we do? So we started to think about the meeting that can be on the festival. So the festivals can become a platform to give us opportunity to open the topic of peace and mutual understanding, which is a core mission of UNIMA International. You can find all about UNIMA in the presentation on the web and as well on the project. So now I'm going to share my screen. Just bear with me for a moment. Yes. So as you can see, this initial meeting that we had, at that time we didn't call it UNIMA Puppetry Collaboratorium. It was just a wonderful meeting where we used the festival structures to connect members of the two national centers. So at that time Croatia was a host. So it was a kind of an open call. We wanted particularly to tackle the topics of peace through art, but as well to find the weaknesses and strength of the two national centers. So we approached Croatia saying, what can our Irish center bring to you that you don't have? So Croatia at that time said, we don't have a lot giant puppet technicians, we don't do giant puppets, and as well stop animation, which was the strength at that time of Irish center. And I said, okay, vice versa, we can find the what we can share with each other. So these artists who were elected with the open call to come to Croatia actually brought the giant puppet workshop and the stop motion workshop with the students of the Academy of Arts and Culture in Osijek, which has a course in puppetry and design. So it was a wonderful experience. And on that festival, we had the General Secretary of UNIMA International, ex-General Secretary, Mr. Dimitri Janjanu, who as well shared that UNIMA, this is the purpose of UNIMA, it should open more collaborations with the national center. So he endorsed the idea. And a guest of the festival with the show was Mr. Edin Kmetash, who is the director of the Puppet Theater in Mostar. And when he saw what the students did and presentations and the energy of the people, he said, I would like to invite you to my festival to come to Bosnia and Herzegovina. And we had a discussion with the national centers and the festival, and at that time as well with the general secretary, because he endorsed the idea, what we can do in Mostar, because Mostar, history of Mostar is a very heavy history. It is a city that is divided. The river is literally dividing two sides. You have a Croatian side, and then you have a Catholic, a Muslim side. And it was, because of this war, heavily destructed, like almost nothing left there. And they ruined this beautiful building, which is a bridge, which is a huge symbol, bridge connecting these people through this river. It's a 16th century Ottoman bridge protected by UNESCO. So when we started working with this festival and shared that we want to talk about relationships through this bridge and the ship idea, I wrote at that time, together with Marta and Adam from Croatia and Edin, to get endorsement from the NGO UNESCO Liaison Committee, because UNIMA is a member of NGO Liaison Committee. And we received the letter of support, and the president, ex-president, Mr. Nick Newland as well, went to celebrate the first official edition, who started on the 21st of September, which is the International Day of Peace. Here you can see our logo, which is at the time created with the different, many discussions, like how can we make, something that will represent the project. And here you can see the ship, which is a paper ship, very fragile and made, from paper. And if it goes to water, you know what will happen. And we have the UNIMA logo in action sitting on that ship. And here the ship as well as creativity. At that time in 2020 and all the wars and refugees symbolized not only an adventure, because when you think about a ship, it's always something, a matter of transport. You're going to explore the world. But as well, in a difficult situation, it becomes a vessel to save your life. So we said, let's put this puppet logo in action to share this experience, to go on this journey through peace and solidarity. So here, if you explore UNIMA page, you will find everything about the project. I shared few things because the experience is absolutely immense. This project had 3 editions, 2 that happened in Mostar and 1 that happened online in Tehran, UNIMA Mubarak, in the organization of Mr. Shia Vaksatari, president of the National Center in Iran. This is a general presentation. You can download and read all of the elements, and if you wish to organize this, if you are a festival director or leader in a way that can host, because this project can start with just 2 national centers, few people, but it can grow to a lot of people, which you will see in the presentation. Just bear with me. Here it's a small photo, but you can see people standing on the Mostar Bridge. It was 22, I think, different nationalities, including United States of America. On the first edition, in this chat, I met Terence and Tiina. All this aim or trying to seek hope or to share the story of solidarity, we met on that way. So I said and asked Tiina if she can lead a workshop on this topic with the ships, and Claudia Lamantea, counselor from Ireland, both wonderful artists, and they created magic. They had a community engaged part which needs to open the topic of peace, and because Mostar, as you can see, this bridge is literally making together, forcing them to be together in a divided city. So they used the ship and this bridge as an element of workshop and started to open the topic with the different children that applied from many different communities in Mostar about relationships. And then they talk about the experience, what they thought about the bridge, because all of in this city and in ex-Yugoslav countries, we know the stories about the war, and it was through generation the pain just continued to go until it will be broken. So they opened this topic and created the little ships with lights, with these children, explaining them, the feelings and emotions and how we go through it. And the grand ceremony was when below this bridge, there was a ceremony when the music was there live, and then these children put these ships in the water on the stream, so they were going and symbolizing that the water and the nature and the future brings, cleansing of all of our emotions. So that was very touching. So a lot of people cried. I remember UNIMA Korea expressed very they were in awe by parents and all of the community being together and sharing this moment, and through puppetry, of course, and it was really, really powerful. And Tiina and Claudia did absolutely amazing job. After all, these boats were collected. They were not destroyed by the river. They had people on the boats collecting them, and Claudia made with Tiina exhibition inside of the theater where all of them were connected with the blue strings and then pointing to the light. This was really, really a powerful experience because people could sit, there was a chair, and listen to the music. So this is the power of creativity and a small step how to communicate. Later on I will try to finish because you can explore everything. The culmination, it was always on the 21st of September. Here we have the Mostar Puppet Theater, which is a Jewish synagogue. This is given to the theater in, I think, 1840 something, as a gift from a Jewish community. And in this time, as you can see, 2024, considering all of the global wars, this building as an object served as well powerful canvas to tell the story of peace, because the future always builds bridges. And here you have Serbia, Croatia, and Bosnia together lighting a powder keg, which is a symbol of Balkan, like the powder keg. And there was a shadow puppetry recorded, of course, in the theater that was projected on the building, telling story of the war. So it won't be the whole video, but just for you to get an impression what audience saw when the second edition happened. You can see here why and the question, and then Croatia, Serbia, and Bosnia lighting this thing. Why? And at the end, when this expectation that this will explode happened, we thought that we need to change the narrative. So instead of the explosion and destruction, there was millions and millions, you will see now, little fireflies, symbol of Mostar Festival, bringing people together from the war, trying to explain that the magic happens with the perception, with imagination. So at the beginning, yes, I'm sorry because it didn't start it from the beginning. You see the war on the building and destruction with the shadow puppetry, and then it goes to the why and also the story of today's friendship, collaboration, and reconciliation. Then you see here the exhibition that was from Humanitas and Cooperation, because the project naturally became a part of this commission. We have Irina and Terence building an olive tree, beautiful children paintings from the war. As you can see at the last picture, it's red. It was their expression, sorry. For me, this is very, very beautiful. Then there was a Kata Csató panel, because Bosnia and Turkey shared a similar history through this beautiful and amazing technique, and we invited Turkey to share together with Bosnians about the Kata Csató. Here you can look all of these beautiful photos, and it was a panel, and a lot of festivals can do a lot of things, if they invite, national centers to do something together. Here, and that would be my last, we had a children workshop. It's always about the community, bringing story, bringing puppetry to the places where we go. And these are children that applied for the workshop. They made a show for this second edition, and here by the end they really work hard to present to the audience their work. It's about winds in their back. It's a ship again, and it's about how we all need winds at our back support to go through the difficult situation, and once we get that wind, the universe opens. So this is the last part of me. You can explore the website. This is what they do, what they did at that time. Children age 7 to 11, I think. Here you can see how they used objects and lights, like different sources of lights, to create the universe. And you can see the ships. Now it's not so good, but you can see little tiny paper ships floating in the air. So you can watch the full performance. You can watch on UNIMA web page the full performance. Now this project needs a lot of attention and organization, but the board of UNIMA International, Mr. Fabrizio Montecchi, General Secretary, is now, there are new visions and elements coming, but this project is open to all national centers to take, and the festivals, of course, because this is a mutual collaboration. And as I learned in these last 4 or 5 years, working in the big community, it's always about a vision and us being willing to be together and, promote peace and mutual understanding. Thank you. Now you can, I can pass the floor to Irina, and we can go to Q&A. Thank you.
All right, everybody talked let's meet all together now, because now we will start the Q&A. So please come back, all of you, and let's see the public, our attendees. Can we put everybody on the screen? Everybody talked so fast that we have even more time now, and Jean-Marie is here. Sara, can we put the guests on the screen?
Oh, they are. You may have, so your view is set to speaker.
So what should we do?
Everybody should be on gallery view. I mean, it is on mine. It may be your setting.
Do you see them? Do you see the people? Do you guys see them?
No.
See each other, yes.
Gallery. I don't see how to do it.
If you look at the top of your screen where
Yeah.
it says view, do you see the little?
Yeah.
Okay, click on that and see if
No,
change
I
your view.
did it before, but they didn't come. Gallery.
Yeah, click gallery, and do you see everybody?
No.
No, we see only each other.
You're only going to see each other because we're in the webinar, so you're not going to see any of the participants.
All right. Because we have all this time, I didn't find any questions in the Q&A. So if our guests have questions, please feel free to ask them. If you have proposals or if you have comments, feel free to express them. And I know Jean-Marie just arrived. Jean-Marie Kivens, who is very actively involved in UNIMA and outside UNIMA in the puppetry network in the United States. And Jean-Marie, if you want to add something about your work of solidarity, I invite you to do it now. And then please, if you have opinions, questions, comments, please feel free to be with us and express them. After Jean-Marie, we are open for dialogue, and I hope that we will make it. Jean-Marie, can we, Sara, can we?
Yeah, I'm trying to promote her right now. That's what I was.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
that's
you.
what I was telling you before. She should have access now.
Hi, I didn't know I was joining you all like this. How are you? This is a beautiful, beautiful event. I'm not quite sure what to add, Irina, but thank you for inviting me to. And I will say that was very blessed to be at that festival in Bosnia,
Yes.
Bosnia and Herzegovina. So thank you, Goran, for making that happen. And I feel very fortunate to have collaborated with Terence and Irina on that. And Kata and Tiina, we collaborate regularly, and I'm so grateful for that. So yeah, thank you.
I'm very sad that I forgot to mention, because there are a lot of elements, but because this is the audience as well from the United States, we had a wonderful exhibition, moderated, and the ideas came from different people. This is not anybody's project. It's like a lot of people coming together to think through it. So there was a beautiful exhibition of the work of Ines Passage, but through the lens of Richard Termine. The wonderful photographs were exhibited. So Jean-Marie, you can a little bit share about that. This was really amazing. And thank you, Richard, if you are here with us.
Yeah, that exhibit came from the conversation about seeds of light and sparks of light, and where do puppeteers find that? And I'm grateful to have the opportunity to work at the O'Neill as the artistic producer. And everything that we do there is about sparking ideas and planting seeds for the future. And so, it was a obvious place for synergy there. And we're blessed to have Richard's 30 plus years of photography at the O'Neill sharing that. And Ines has been one of our guest artists. So we're very grateful to have her. So yeah, thank you so much. And what a beautiful panel. Thanks, everyone.
So does Q&A, there is a question or something. Goran, can you tell us about your abracadabra tattoo?
That's Chad, probably. Am I right? Who is asking me this? Who knows how to read?
Carl Goodstein.
Goodstein.
Abracadabra, yes, I can do that. This is very magical. So there is it is a long these words, like there is a symbolic meaning that what you speak you create. This is behind the meaning of abracadabra. So for me, that message is really powerful, because we need to be careful what we put to people, because the words are tools. So that is my reminder to always be cautious, to try to uplift rather than to do the opposite. That's abracadabra.
May I say something?
Of course.
I was very interested to listen to all the different approaches of cooperation and how they start, and from which angle you proceed to try to help people, and we all had a little bit different approach of things that partly kind of goes into each other, but really, like as Goran also says, like and I said, it's really only one or two persons who can start a lot of things when you start to speak to each other. And sorry, Irina, we talked so fast, all of us. There's so much to tell, and there was only 12 minutes max, so I was so worried about it. But I can't highlight enough the importance of cooperation. We have got to know each other. We know our good sides and bad sides online. Many of us really have never met each other in real life, but still we can do important things together. That it's not, I feel it's not some kind of aid. I think it's something that makes everybody's life richer, even if it's in a different ways.
Yes, I would like to add to it. We are working for UNIMA because we have an inner drive. We believe in something, and we often feel with what happens in the world, many differences of levels of life and many problems. We feel that we don't have any strength to do something about it, that we are so small and they are so big. But it is not true. I think that as little as we can bring good, it's very big, it's very important. And I think that what is beautiful about this work, besides the people we meet where we go and or during the work, on email and on computer, on Zoom or something, it is very enriching. And as Tiina said, we are very different. We have all strong sides and weak sides. But what is very beautiful is that we learn to take each other as we are, your strengths and weaknesses, and we become close friends. There is a strong solidarity which is created between us. And personally, say that I am very, very touched and impressed and proud that UNIMA can create such a thing and can offer this perspective on life and this possibility.
May I?
I wanted to add something about there was a comment I came across that puppeteers have big hearts and hard heads. You know, I think a lot of what we do as UNIMA is because we love, as puppet makers, puppet artists. You know, we are very different from the filmmaker or the musician or the actor with big voices and about the personalities in front, but we are people who are always exploring tools, people who sometimes like to stay behind, people who work in various degrees and can put the puppet first, I think. And in this case, we put peace first, or we put understanding first. And even though we have hard hits and we are stubborn and we come to difficulties sometimes, but in the end, the helping others still comes first. And I think that's why we still get along and we still work together. I mean, I can't believe it's been so many years already and seeing you all again and again. Um, and I just want to add one more thing. Sorry, it's really late for me. So I know I'm a little bit messy right now. I'm so sorry. But just one quick thing is also because we are involved in the arts, and that's why we have met, thanks to UNIMA, thanks to our, whether it's a council meeting or a congress or a festival, we have met enough, once or twice enough, whether formally or informally over beers or formally over meetings, that we are now good colleagues that can work together offline as well. So yes, and thank you, Jessica. Yes, big hearts, hard hits, and puppets. Thanks.
I also would like to add just one thought. We are open. So if you are interested, we are looking for you because our members are working and we also we are working as a volunteer. And of course, all the projects are gathering the ideas and the next level, it is depending on us. So if anything is interested you, please contact it with us and please join because we are also open. Thank you.
I'd like to also add for the viewers that unfortunately I cannot see. I'd love to see your faces. Really, if you join together, even if you are not, if you find somebody a stranger, but if you have a good idea, if you have a good aim, and you're convinced, you will get funding, you will get help, you will find a way. You can see like Terence has been using a lot of crowdfunding and collecting money in different ways. We in Nordic countries, we can apply for Nordic funds and European funds, but that's possible in a lot of projects. So as long as you have a direction, I think it is. It's been really surprising myself to how much we have achieved together, which I never ever could have done alone.
Anybody wants to tell us or write us something?
I tried to write, but I had the possibility to come in. You made wonderful examples of how after the war and for individual countries, how in the midst of the war, you can build bridges in different directions. I think the overall interest of UNIMA is peace and puppetry that is inclusive. I wonder if you can talk right now for the Nordic example. We have great friends in Russia who are puppeteers, who are under kinds of constraint. Is there ways that you can build with the puppeteers in Israel who are working for peace as well with the current thing in Gaza? So my real question is, in the US right now, we are in the heat of a war or things like that. And we have a government that has certain kinds of acceptability of voices or things like that. We're seeing demunizations in democracy or things like that. You who have been doing projects in advance, can you crowdsource and things? What things should we, as individual puppeteers trying to do things, for example, with Iran right now in the midst of hot wars? What are the things that you can advise us beyond the specific examples that you can do? How in the midst of a flaring war can you work with both sides?
May I starting to answer? Okay. It is a very tricky question because in one way, you know that it is very dangerous to the people who are living in the crisis area, and you cannot help directly, and sometimes you cannot take pictures, and sometimes you cannot move, and sometimes you cannot call, and sometimes you cannot have any impulses from this area because you don't want to make more danger of them. So one word what is coming to my head is humanity. You have to be human. You have to be ready when there is time. You can jump immediately and you can help. And for this, one of the most important thing is information. And this is why we started with the Ukrainian war with giving the informations out. And this is how we can try to keep this kind of net, because UNIMA has not a lot of money. We cannot help with the resources, financial resources, with everyone. What we can give, it is our connection with other people, with other nations. We can give out informations, what can be helpful, where you can get food, where you can get medicine, where you can get emergency help if you need it. So this is what we can help, this kind of HR and this kind of connecting net. And of course, there are completely different needs, and there you cannot be ready for everything. And this is why I think it is important that as much as we are together, as much as we can help, because as much as we can divide it, the different kind of problems and needs. So I think the most important thing is what just Irina said, that, and Tiina also, that we have to start to talk, and we have to give this kind of floor, and we have to give this kind of opportunity out, that this exists and you can use it and you can have a connection. And also, please feel invited that you can come and you can join and you can see in which place and in which topic you can help or you are interested in. Thank you.
I would like to add something. I discovered something incredibly touching. People in marginal, in extreme situations like war, like floods, which take everything, including the tools with which they make a living. People really in marginal situations need contact. They don't need only material things, money for food. Of course, in some countries, in different countries, there are different problems. But I remember Terence in the beginning of the war in Ukraine. He was incredibly involved personally. He almost calling people, contacting people. He was the live contact, and he worked every day enormously until he almost got a depression, because I imagine he's seeing so much, so big problems and so little means to help. And recently, the Humanitas Commission worked on a podcast, interviewed 2 Ukrainian puppeteers who are on the front, and they discussed what they do with their puppets on the front for the soldiers, who of course are fighting and defending their countries, but they are stressed, scared, diminished, and so on. And they didn't say they need objects or food or money or anything material. They said they needed opportunities like this to talk about the work they do on the front for soldiers as puppeteers. It's one of that they need contact, because when you are in a crisis situation, you are completely drowned in it and you feel isolated and alone. And this is very important. And you always can find ways we are in these organizations and we are very careful to not to endanger people in marginal situations because of the conditions or the political conditions in their country. Like, Iran is now isolated. We don't know what our colleagues in Afghanistan are doing. It's impossible to get in contact with them. We don't know if we find contacts inside as puppeteers, not as political beings, if we don't endanger them because of the conditions. So we work with all that. We have a big network with diplomacy, but remember, showing solidarity, showing that you are interested in these people, that you know that they do exist, and you are with them, you think of them, and you are ready to share with them is essential.
Yeah,
I totally agree with
would,
Irina.
yeah.
Let me say one thing. I just wanted to also add that from therapeutical point of view, helping puppetry artists in crisis, the most influential act is to try to help people to continue in their work in one or another way, so that they can have some kind of control of some kind of corner of their life, even in the middle of the war situation. And I couldn't agree more with what Irina said about these Ukrainian puppeteers working in the front, that they actually drag the soldiers with the puppets to forget their situation there and then and go to another place in the mind where they actually have control when they're children, when they're playing. They cannot get the mental rest in that little moment. So the connection is important. The giving the feeling of control of something in your life in the crisis situation is essential, as I have understood anyway.
I just wanted to also add, thanks Irina as well for sharing a little bit. It was very difficult when taking in all the calls and messages and stuff. So something that was quite important, something that I learned along the way is when you are helping when you are trying to help people, you have to find a way to protect yourself as well, your emotions, because you have to go on. You have to continue to be strong, to be there for others also. Sometimes it feels so difficult. I felt so guilty sometimes to be happy with my own life when I know there are other lives in trouble. And I had to learn how to not blame myself or to feel guilty for being happy or holding my own daughter or anything like that when people were losing there. So it takes a lot of work to know how to step back, decompress, come back again, be there for them again. It's like being to be there to be one of many. And I think that's why working with everyone here, taking turns to be there for them is good, is important. I just to go back to something, because recently I connected one Israeli puppeteer with a member from USA. I wouldn't mention who, just in case, but so this Israeli puppeteer, she called me, and then she's been trying to reach out to me, and then she didn't know what to do because she's being attacked just for her identity. And so I asked where is she, and then again, thanks to digital technology, thanks to what we have here, we are able to talk to one another from different parts of the world, and we have to be creative. We have to just like what Maita was saying about using WhatsApp to record voices, or using opportunities for her to find work elsewhere, anything else to give her a sense of choice. And last but not least, when working with the Palestinian artists, you know, it is about being careful about what you say to them. You can't say how are you or hope everything's well or have a good weekend. You know they're not having a good. You know that every day is bad. You know that they don't know what is tomorrow going to look like. So you step back, you think about the words carefully, and yet you give them a sense of hope. You let them know that they are seen. You let them know that everything they do, they are respected, because we respect their work, because their work is amazing for what they do. And then you learn to and then you learn to take care of yourself as well, so you are prepared for the next day to answer the next person. And I hope that helps as a way, as a strategy to help others as well, for those who are listening.
More one thing, I'm sorry, I just remind myself, I don't know if I don't remember now, Irina, I'm sorry, here is also a little bit late, that I am from Hungary. I am the country one was completely against, and still there is a difficulties. I hope that there will be a big changes now. But the thing is that you don't have to accept what is around you. So I think it is really, really important that what is in your mind and the humanity is from your side, and not what is your nation or government is saying. Because I was the person who wanted to contact with Darina from Ukraine. And I was the person who wanted to contact with the person who had trouble in Israel and in Gaza, because I was really curious how they are, and if they are still alive, and what they would like to ask or tell us. So it is really depending on us, and I think it doesn't matter what is going around us. Thank you.
Anybody else would like to say something? It is hard to communicate like that, so I'm looking at my thesis. Thank you. I think that we can stop here for now. That's only for now, and we continue with Zoom meetings, trying to get our little bit big world up, trying to get our little big world together. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for everybody.
Thank you.